I was at a WrestleMania panel and Seth Rollins was talking about FCW and he was like, "Oh, cool, I'm into WWE." And he's driving up to the building. He's
Right.
like, "This can't be the right building. Like this can't be. It's the WWE."
Yeah.
It was hot in the summer, all that stuff. What is the biggest difference you felt like from FCW where you were being trained to NXT? You kind of described it as being like, oh, you're in like a high school gymnasium to like the NFL. So like, what is the biggest difference for you?
I mean, there was a lot of that stuff. Like facility is definitely number one. And it's not that like FCW wasn't like a good facility, but of course you you want to think like I imagine WWE wanted to go, this is something we could put on like a reality show,
Yes, they
like
did a
that we
couple
could use
times.
for everything that right they have done, which is not really what they could have done within FCW. Like it was too small. Like they had three rings, but like one was a showroom and one was the training room. And so there just wasn't that flash and flare and all the like the trainer's office for the medical guy, it was two beds and like a sink. That was about it. And there was times where there was 50 people on the injury reserve list. Like it wasn't possible to house and facilitate the amount of people that they were having going through there. So like that was another big difference too, was of course like there was a huge medical upgrade um, going to the performance center as well. Like it was just like they were just making mini WWE because that was what they had to do to make developmental profitable, or make it actually work, to make it do something for the company other than like occasionally pull up, you know, one or two guys, or how the system unfortunately worked before, it was very slow. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but even when they've had some of their top stars ever of all time come out of their smaller developmental systems, like how many did OVW produce? It's insane.
Well, I was gonna say, there's only, it's funny about OVW is they always bring up this one class with John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar,
Yeah,
and Shelton Benjamin. That's one class at OVW. But again, they
you're
never
right.
talk about the other classes of OVW. So it's like, because you
You're
can
right.
point at
And
those
there was
names of
a
all being
lot.
very successful.
Yes, there was definitely
Like
a
that's
lot.
a,
Like even to this day, there's still a lot of OVW people out there um, in the wrestling business today.
yeah,
So
yeah. And what's funny is when you were in NXT though, you have promo classes and Dusty Rhodes is there and all these
right,
characters are trying to figure out who they are, what they're going to be. And Husky Harris, who eventually became Bray Wyatt, he's there.
right,
And his brother recently also said that Husky Harris, Wyndham, was going to be fired if he didn't change up something. So I
yep,
imagine you are there in promo class because you are part of the first class with Bray Wyatt, and you're sitting there, most likely sweaty, hot, tired, and yet here comes Husky Harris. But he's not Husky Harris anymore. He's developing a new character, Bray Wyatt. Can you tell me that day when you were sitting there watching this, did you feel something change in the air, being like, man, you know, this is Undertaker, Kane-esque. Like there's something here more than just the normal. This guy's a little deep and scary.
yeah. So like I can remember at that time actually because they had told him he had to bring something new like every week. Like he had to basically do something new um, until they found it, or else he was going to be fired. And I think he only had like a month to do it or something because they used to like doing things like that to people down there. It'd always make you feel really good
Yeah.
when you get those reviews, or I guess in his case, he was sent back down there for a while. Then they did that, but he did a couple others. But I mean, he was so talented as it was. Like he couldn't really not get up there and entertain us, no matter what it was he did. Because there was a few characters that were really funny, and one was named I think Daryl, and it was just like a dude. So it was like a hick dude, but it was like an awesome hick dude, tough guy type thing. It was that was just one of them that I remember. But so there had been like two or three, but I do remember that the day that he came in all dressed in his Tommy Bahama shirt and the fedora, and he cut I can't 100% remember the promo. I know I was there, but I'm pretty sure Dream walked out and he just pointed at him and said, "That's it, baby. That's the one. Come here." And they went in the office and like that, it was off to the races from there.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I like it's. I could be mistaken because I forget a bunch of stuff, but like I feel like that was the end of that promo when that Dream just said that's it, and like he I have so many different memories of things. Like it's possible that Dream could have told everybody that that was the story, right then, like this guy was going to get fired, but that this was it. I mean, that happened at one point in time throughout all that. So, um, but even then, because I remember watching everything come together, so I can't remember if like he had all the people with him at first, um, because like I'd seen so many different versions of what he was doing with it, and sometimes he had people, sometimes he didn't have people. Um, I just can't remember which exactly one was the first one, but I know I saw it, and I saw many other ones because then I was trying to get in there too.
You were
So
trying to join the Wyatt family?
yes, very much so, and like I was even in the initial Titantron videos for them. Like I was one of the people in front of them. There was a couple of us. I know it was myself, a guy who was Bronson. He was actually on the initial NXT roster, and maybe Jody Christopherson, possibly, and then Audrey Marie was the woman in the tree, like in the initial, like very first Bray Wyatt Titantrons. I'm pretty sure, or
Wow,
like
the ones
promo
where he's in
vignettes
the
or something.
woods and you guys are like
Yep,
praising him?
yep,
Wow. Little Easter egg there.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's funny. I haven't seen that. I know I'd seen that picture not too long ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that day. That was cool.